Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video, we're looking at pre-sales, gaming coins, and price pumps. If you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 30K by Christmas, so we got 1 month to go. So make sure you're subscribed if you're brand new here and join the community. So let's start off here with the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. We know this market is all based on sentiment. When things are bullish, everything pumps like crazy. But when we have a little bit of uncertainty in the market, many coins do not perform. Bitcoin being the leader of the gang here, it's not performing right now, and so most altcoins aren't doing particularly well. We have a few exceptions. We'll have a look at some of those in this video, but currently we're at a reading of 32, which is more on the bearish side than bullish side. This is good for general sentiment, in my opinion. We want the cycle to go on for a long period of time. That's how we'll make the most money out of this. And so having these periods where we stall out for a little bit before resuming an uptrend is definitely good, in my opinion. 57,400 bucks, a reading of 32. This was around 12 hours ago. We're now up to 58,500, so roughly $1,000 up from that snapshot. So maybe we'll show a slightly higher reading on Fear and Greed next time round. This from Tech Dev, and he says, I know it doesn't feel like it, but much evidence indicates you are here on the 2-weekly time frame. This circle down here didn't feel like it in the other cycles either. So this is referencing back here some psychology along with price action here. Back in 2013, we had a very similar period, pump up, consolidation a few wicks down before a mega move. 2017, pump up, consolidation, another move up, consolidation, and some big wicks down before a mega move. And here again, similar pattern once more, a pump up, a period of consolidation, and some nasty wicks to the downside where people start to get shaken out. Let's just pull this out. And what he's really referencing here is the psychological elements behind this. And when you see a previous chart like these, and of course these candles are all 2 weekly candles, so a very long period in time for those living through it. But when we look back at the charts and we see these various candles, so there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, you may think, oh, it's just a small period of consolidation. That was 10 weeks. So for people who are living through that, that would have been a crazy roller coaster. Look at the state on this candle here, this big doji closing out the previous 2 weeks at around $80 for Bitcoin. We have a huge wick all the way up to around 275, a low during the same 2-week period of around $60. Just a crazy set of emotions that all investors must have been going on through there. And again, similarly in 2017 and here in 2021, we're getting the rough treatment, but this is all par for the course in crypto. And as soon as you can get your head around the volatility, you get a feel for what to expect. It's never all that bad. And in essence, the longer the time horizon that you have, the better off, because overall these markets are trending to the top right hand corner on any log scale. So a little bit of patience, but I believe up only environment will be back very soon. I'm seeing quite a few whiffs from quite notable people on Twitter that big institutional money is about to pour in. That may start from January, as typically they will allocate in a brand new quarter and the start of a new year. So I think a lot of bullishness is certainly ahead. Right, so first up here, this altcoin Ramp DeFi, one we've been tracking for a long time. Actually got some crazy comments on Ramp as well. People saying like, you were wrong, bro, that kind of stuff. Well, I'm not wrong. It just depends how long a time horizon you have for your investments. If you're expecting things to pump week in, week out, this probably isn't the market for you. We've had a nice period of consolidation for Ramp lasting 2 months, September 21st all the way to November 21st, a long 60 days here, but not too bad for those of us who have been staking their Ramp, getting around 30% APY. We just soaked up this volatility, a bit of a nice price distribution here, and then some mega moves here with a big spike from roughly 29 cents up to around 41 cents just yesterday. So what the heck has happened here? Well, all I can tell you is that someone's come in with a huge amount of money into this market. If you just look at the volume down here, a typical day's volume is around 30 to $40 million on Ramp over on Binance. However, yesterday, this mammoth candle came in $340 million. So someone came in and bought $300 million worth of Ramp yesterday, and that is no small amount. That is an incredible purchase to see, and not just the price action for me, which was nice, but that amount of volume indicates that someone's coming here with serious intentions and expects, of course, the price to be going up a lot further. You don't come in and spend 300 mil and expect sideways chop. So what we see many times with altcoins is they get this first impulse in, a huge spike in volume, you will then get a slight retrace before the real action and the party really occurs. Go and check out any altcoin. When they pump, you will see that first initial big volume spike and then a follow through a little bit later. But right now could be the opportunity to get in. Of course, not financial advice. You will be buying my bags. I've been in this one for a very long time. So on to pre-sales, IDOs, or even IGOs, initial game offerings that everyone's talking about right now. Well, today, a bit of homework here. We have 2 hours until the Sol Chicks goes live here on TrustSwap. No need to fret and get in super early. You've got 24 hours to apply here if you are a swap staker like me. But these guys have listed a load of launch pads coming up over the next month. So this is the launchpad roadmap going into the Christmas period here. So over the next month, 3 launch pads and 1 flash launch. 3 launch pads means those ones will be with guaranteed allocations. The flash launch is more of a lottery style. So what kind of projects do we have here? We have trending narratives. We have a play to earn gaming project. We have a metaverse, and we have a play to earn gaming guild, all of which I am super interested in. And then of course we have layer 1 blockchain. These are pretty much all the trending narratives in crypto right now. And so I'd highly expect a lot of people will want to get into the TrustSwap ecosystem for these. So TrustSwap, Jeff Kadakis here, serving us up with some absolute gems. On top of that, we have the previous TrustSwap Launchpad NFT champions going from strength to strength. It's pushing towards $1 now, which will be a 100x. So NFT champions, join us for the ultimate play to earn phenomenon. Marketplace will be live on December 15th. So the characters within this are going to be NFTs. So it seems like they're launching their own marketplace from which to sell those NFTs. This just shows us we're moving down the production line and moving towards that game alpha. And with any brand new blockchain game, you want to be getting in at IDO stage. I think it's very dangerous to get involved with these on day one when they actually launch on an exchange. As you know, people will be unlocking their tokens at that point and potentially dumping on you, having bought them at a lot cheaper price. So do be aware of how these initial drops go. You know, have a bit of a strategy behind it. If you don't get into the actual IDO itself and get that pre-sale allocation, maybe don't FOMO in on day one. Now, an update here on Unix. We covered this one just yesterday because it has this fair launch over on Copper. A bit of a price increase from last night. I'm not sure if that's maybe any of you guys at home buying up some of these tokens. Current price is around 74 cents. So I've just calculated that if this continues at around 74 cents and sells out, but only 30% of tokens are actually sold thus far, well, the initial market cap of this project will be $36.5 million due to the fact 50 million tokens are being sold here, which is 5% of the supply. So at a 70-cent price point, the fully diluted valuation, $700 million, and so 5% of that, 36.5 mil. But I did find out some more information here. So they do actually have a website. I couldn't find it yesterday, but here it is. So Unix, meet the team. You can see these guys have a plethora of experience in different areas, from gaming to entrepreneurial skills to investment backgrounds and financial auditors. In general, this team looks pretty damn strong to me. And if we just skip over here, you can see the Unix Guild versus YGG. So YGG is the godfather of this industry right now. Clearly a very nascent industry, but still we have YGG as the current market leader and something to aspire towards. But these guys are doing a few things a bit differently. So they're actually going to be launching their full DAO here. They're going to be offering educational programs. They're going to be offering a potential launch pad for IGOs as well, plus moving on to supporting their own game additionally. So this is something that YGG are yet to do. So a few little drops of alpha within this light paper that I was just reading through, and it does seem rather interesting. And I do think the guilds in general could be the best value capture in this industry, as they're unlikely to experience any bear market because they're going to house all the players and be constantly producing revenue no matter what seasonality in the crypto market. People are still going to be gaming. They're going to be playing these games to earn money to put food on my table week in, week out. Doesn't matter what the crypto market does. So I think the guilds in general are a play that I really want to get heavily involved in. So this one with a potential low cap here on Copper launch is something I'll be checking back in tomorrow. 23 hours left for this one. Quite a lot of tokens left to be sold here. Hopefully this drops down a little bit further. Now, we talked about Game E yesterday, and it was around, I think, 40 cents. It's had a nice pump here, 27% on the daily, and now up to a $63 million market cap. So a nice little return so far, but I expect this to go quite a bit further. If you go and look at the general like platform plays where you can get exposure to a few different games through holding one coin, most of them in the hundreds of millions. So this isn't one I'll be looking to take profits on soon, but it's one that I think can grow quite a bit more. And then potentially I will start to take some profits and maybe move them into other areas of the market that haven't pumped as much as gaming coins. We're seeing a lot of DeFi projects, some of my favorite L1s such as Luna actually on a big dip right now and a discount. So there could be opportunities over the coming month, I would suggest, moving some gaming profits into other areas that are down considerably. But let's jump into my watch list here and let's see what is up, what is down. YGG is down roughly 10% on the day here. Many of these are just still pumping. Gala is ridiculous, up 60% in the last 24 hours. Check the state on this chart. 30 days, let's pull him out. 90 days, let's pull him out. It's literally like a hockey stick. It's just going straight up. This is the kind of chart that you don't want to be buying, because although it may just continue pumping and pumping and pumping, at some point there's going to be a retracement here. And generally what we've seen with the gaming and metaverse plays is that the vast majority have had this kind of action so far. It's my belief that most of them will get a similar reaction here, as people will make lots of money in different areas. So say you've bought a Gala Games, a sandbox for literally pennies on the dollar, and then you've gone through all of this run here and you've just made possibly 100,000 bucks. Where do you think these people are going to put their money next? They're going to be looking for low cap opportunities that are yet to pump. So I think having a bit of a watch list yourself and seeing the price action on some of these tokens, you can maybe pick out ones that have not yet pumped but are likely to, as we see a recycling of that hot ball of money within this industry. So Crabada's up 28%, $150 million market cap. Gamey up to 64. Blackpool tokens, one I've definitely got my eye on. Another DAO/guild here. IOI is a bit of a tricky one. I wasn't 100% sure exactly how this one works. Seems to have a driving race car kind of theme behind it. Trade Race Manager, a crypto NFT trading game. So it's actually all about trading, but it seemed to be like, I thought it was a driving game initially, but it isn't. Some strange stuff going on here, but some interesting projects nonetheless. That's one I've got my eye on, but I need to continue researching. From yesterday as well, PokerPet World has not budged. I think people are just struggling to pick this one up because it's on very obscure exchanges, and also trying to buy this on Uniswap. When I looked yesterday, I was going to buy some. $200 in Ethereum was the gas fee to buy on Uniswap, and I'm just not willing to pay that. It's ridiculous. Then we have GGG, Good Guild Games, again just continuing to pump here, $15 up 20%, and Thetan Arena now at around $18.90. But a lot of these have pumped significantly. Like, that is a bit of a tricky chart to buy into. So I'm looking for the ones that are more flattened out. Like I mentioned, this PokerPets one here is the kind of chart I like to buy. If we just pull up Max here, launch, initial peak FOMO, a bit of marketing activity here. I think maybe the Animoca brand's investment was announced, spike up, hits an all-time high, then retraces nice and deeply, putting a bit of a local low here at around $1.14, and then we're just trading sideways. Test 114 again, just flagging to the right here. I would expect this to pump at some point. So overall, these gaming coins will continue to pump, in my opinion. I think we're very early doors with this whole industry, and a lot of attention is on it right now from mainstream, from investors who aren't really into crypto. Those who are into gaming are now going to start to look at blockchain games. And as people make money in the big boys like this with a $5 billion market cap now, they're going to start recycling their profits into lower caps, and these are going to pump. But do be aware, you need to take profits at some stage. Christmas is coming up, may as well enjoy it. And then finally here, a DeFi play that Mr. Crypto Messiah here posted just a few hours back, and it hasn't really got that much attention for one of his tweets. Bought some Flex. This is the Reflexer token, and this is going to be my homework over the next couple of days to fully understand exactly what is going on behind the curtain here. It's a very difficult DeFi protocol to get your head around, but essentially the FLX token here is kind of the value capture the Reflex Ungovernance token, as they call it. Market cap $60 million. This captures the value from their unpegged stablecoin RAI Reflex Index. So this is a non-pegged stablecoin. So a bit of stability in here, although it does move a bit, but it's roughly around $3 right now. Not pegged to the US dollar. It's actually collateralized by Ethereum, and so stays out of the mucky clutches of the SEC and other regulators, which is very interesting and is in kind of that narrative of having these algorithmic stablecoins that should be the bedrock of DeFi. So I do need to do a lot more research into this, just pulling up some information on it. Through here, you can see Marius replies to him, what's your game? To stake long-term or put it in an LP? Preferably the former, but I can't figure it out. And Messi is a big brain here, and he still doesn't fully understand exactly what's going on. I've listened to a few podcasts this morning on it, and I still can't get my head around it either. And then this guy here has actually dropped some alpha. You have to LP, FLX, and ETH and stake. There is no easy mode, unproductive staking. If you're bullish on it, it might just make sense to hold on to it. And it seems RAI, the unpegged stablecoin, is pursuing curve integration. I would think it makes sense to be bullish now. Team come out with the adapter to do curve swaps. Also, don't forget that it's Vitalik approved. He has typically offered RAI as the alternative to DAI and thinks it's possible for RAI to surpass it. Also cites RAI in a few of his long form posts. So very interesting stuff. I will be looking into this one since the market cap is low and the potential market size that this could capture. We've seen what UST and MIM have done recently, and so there could be a potential upside here. And then last but not least, go and sync your wallet to ZK Sync. Follow the instructions, deposit a little bit of ETH onto ZK Sync, and there will be a potential airdrop. So I don't see why you wouldn't bother. We've seen with many of these airdrops for these new tokens being worth thousands of dollars potentially. So why not put a little bit of ETH over there? So a range of topics covered in today's video. Remember, pre-sales are the best place to get involved with any token. You're getting it at the lowest point possible before it hits the public markets. Typically, you don't want to buy these pre-sales when they're released to the public on day one. You're going to probably get smoked. And the gaming coins in general, you want to look for charts that have not gone up like a hockey stick. I hope you enjoyed the content today. If you did, smash a like, drop me a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.